And we're back, y'all. Thank you for watching today. Go ahead and hit that like button, my people. You know that helps us out a ton. And of course, it helps you because it helps us keep bringing you these stories every day. Now, y'all still in a hotel room and we'll be here for a few more days. So just work with me on the audio. Hopefully y'all can hear me loud and clear. Do y'all know what's going on loud and clear right now, y'all? This whole Letitia James Comey prosecution, the two Jameses, y'all, this is one of the wildest things that's happening in the Trump administration right now. Aside from the other thing, you know, the files that are released and not released and need to get released. Besides that, y'all, this James Comey and Letitia James, these two prosecutions are so, mind-boggling. They've been handled by the Department of Justice in a way that seems to put both of the prosecutions in danger, in particular James Comey, due to the statute of limitations. It looks like, hey, your boy, he might be about to walk. But also the Letitia James prosecution, y'all, you are going to see in this video coming up shortly that one of the people instrumental in the Letitia James case, Pulte, he's the person with the Federal Housing Administration that initially referred Letitia James for criminal prosecution. He's now being investigated by the DOJ, y'all. Yes, the person in the Trump administration who referred Letitia James for prosecution is now the subject of I don't know if it's a criminal investigation, but some sort of Department of Justice investigation into his actions related to investigating and referring your girl, Letitia James. And also the James Comey, woo, that mess. It looks like it's totally falling apart, y'all. I'm just going to keep it real. So without any additional lead in, y'all, let's just go ahead and jump right into it. But before we do, y'all, we are launching our official Patreon. So if you want to be a founding member on our Patreon, we have just 222 slots, y'all. If you want to be a founding member, go down, click the very first link in the description, and you're going to feel good about this, y'all, because believe it or not, we are an actual paralegal school, and we help people get their paralegal certificate and get working in the paralegal field. And all of the proceeds from our Patreon, when you enroll as a founding member, all of that is going to go to scholarships for people who would like to study at our institute, y'all. So click that first link down in the description. Join us as a founding member, y'all. This deal will not come back. Now let's get into the story.
A federal grand jury is investigating moves made by Bill Pulte, President Trump's head of the Federal Housing Finance Agency. They're looking into whether the mortgage fraud investigations into Senator Adam Schiff and possibly New York Attorney General Letitia James were tainted. Joining us with her exclusive reporting, MS Now senior investigative reporter Carol Leonnig. Carol, really good to have you. Why are they looking into Bill Pulte?
Thanks for having me, Katie, and for focusing on this. What we learned this morning was that a federal grand jury in Greenbelt is looking at Bill Pulte, who is a huge, staunch Trump ally and the head of the Federal Housing Finance Agency, because it's alleged that he improperly and possibly illegally deputized unauthorized people to help in his mortgage fraud investigations. You'll remember, and MS Now viewers will remember, that these investigations have come under incredible criticism, especially internally from career prosecutors who say that the charges that Bill Pulte is pushing for of Trump critics like New York Attorney General Letitia James and also Senator Adam Schiff, not former, current Senator Adam Schiff, don't have facts to back them up, don't have facts to justify bringing a criminal case. Prosecutors over and over have concluded this. Now the shoe is on the other foot, and it's kind of extraordinary and dramatic. The Justice Department that was investigating the people Bill Pulte argued should be investigated is now investigating him and his methods.
Now, who in the DOJ is investigating Pulte, and how did that start? How does this happen under the Trump administration, where his own administration is investigating itself? Things are just falling apart, y'all. If you remember from my last video, we had on the cover or on the thumbnail, we had Letitia James and her indictment was being ripped in half. And it's like things are falling apart. Yes, they're not looking good. And y'all, I'm gonna tell you something. That's not the half of it. Take a look at what's happening with the James Comey investigation, where just take a look at this.
This big reversal from the Justice Department. They're now saying that the indictment charging the former FBI director James Comey was in fact reviewed by a full grand jury. Regular viewers will know that is a real change from just yesterday when the DOJ said it messed up, saying only the foreperson and another juror saw that full indictment. They acknowledged that in front of the court. This was huge news 24 hours ago. At the time, Comey's attorneys argued that was grounds for dismissing the charges altogether. Let's get to Kelly O'Donnell, who's following this for us. So now here pops up this filing that says that the DOJ is essentially correcting the record from what they said in court yesterday. Can they prove it?
Cleanup is happening, but I'm not certain if they can prove it. What they're doing is saying that, in fact, the grand jury was aware of the specific charges that ultimately led to a 2-count indictment. There had been a 3rd count that the grand jury did not choose to move forward on. What they're saying now is that through the transcript, which was readily available when this was first brought up, Ann Halligan herself, the U.S. attorney on an interim basis, was also present and had been the one in the room. So I don't know why there would be a question about this. But when you look at a couple of clips of the transcript, it does seem to indicate that the foreperson is saying that this was paperwork and that the whole grand jury had the opportunity to review the counts. What's still unclear to me is if this is talking about the substance of those counts or the paper itself. I'm not so sure that's entirely clear.
Okay.
But that is the argument that the government is making, is that the grand jury was aware of the options. They exercised a right there was their judgment, a majority, not a full panel, but enough to indict. And the Comey defense is saying, no, this is not how it's supposed to be done, and there is case law to support that. It should be thrown out.
But if everything was done as should have been done with the grand jury situation, right, as they're arguing now, I don't know the answer to this. Wouldn't the Justice Department officials have known that yesterday in front of the judge?
That's why I find it puzzling, because Halligan was in the room herself when this paperwork was presented to the judge after the grand jury had met. We know at that later point, all the grand jurors weren't there. I still think there might be a question about whether this was an awareness of the charges or actually reviewing the document.
And y'all, to top it all off, apparently the the judge even called Lindsey Halligan a puppet, y'all. If any of y'all watched the YSL RICO trial with me, you'll know how messy things can get. I mean, you remember how messy things can get. And this is all getting messy before the trial even starts, y'all. This is just messy.
But the other part of this that's actually, I think, more important is the Department of Justice is coming back today swinging, where Halligan is saying, much in the communication style of the president that they ultimately serve here, she is challenging the judge who at one point called her a puppet or referenced her as being a puppet. She'd only been on the job 3 days. How could she possibly have reviewed all of the information against James Comey? Wasn't she just exercising the president's will that he had posted? So she is saying that's inappropriate behavior from a judge, so they are really taking it right back to the court. That in and of itself is unusual to challenge or to speak out about the judge when you are appearing before him. So there's a lot more to follow in this.
So y'all, do we have a Judge Glanville 2.0 on our hands, y'all? Or really Judge Glanville 3.0, because it looks like the judge in the Lil Durk case might be Glanville 2.0. Now we have a 3.0 on our hands, y'all. This is just, but I mean, listen, it's not entertainment, but I'm entertained. What can I say, y'all? I mean, you think about the storied halls of the Justice Department and then you find out, hey, they're people just like we are, right? They're making mistakes. They're doing all kinds of stuff they shouldn't do. They're calling each other names. They're filing for, outrageous government behavior, motions for dismissal. It's just wild, y'all. So I think at this point, y'all, the Comey indictment looks like it's really on shaky ground. I think that one's going to be dismissed with prejudice. I think that the Comey indictment for, perjury? I think that's done. I'm just telling y'all, calling it the way I see it. Letitia James' indictment is on sturdier ground, but it's still shaky. So we'll see. And now you have Pulte, who referred Letitia James for criminal investigation, who apparently is under investigation himself, y'all. I mean, does it get any messier than this? What do y'all think about this? How do you understand this? How are you processing this? Drop a comment down below, y'all. But before you do, please stop, hit the share button. Share this video out over email, text message, WhatsApp, Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, all your favorite social mediums. And of course, if you're not a subscriber, please do subscribe. Also, y'all check out our link down in the description. First link is for our Patreon. We appreciate your additional patronage. Thank y'all for watching. Love y'all. And we'll see you back in the next one.